Dawn's silver promise. You awaken in the half-light of early morning. The longhouse's wooden planks cool beneath your feet. Through the narrow gap in the shutters, the fjord glitters like beaten silver, its glassy surface unbroken by wind. The scent of damp moss and lingering hearth smoke clings to the beams overhead, and somewhere beyond the walls, you hear the first gull's distant cry. Rising on aching limbs, you slip into your woolen tunic, its fabric soft but roughened by winter's wear, and fasten your leather belt with a practiced hand. At your side hangs your round shield, painted long ago with a raven's wing, now chipped and dulled by salt spray and sword strikes. You trace its rim with fingertips calloused from drills and battles, recalling the countless nights you polished, each groove by lantern light, whispering runic prayers to forge courage into the wood. Stepping outside, you draw a breath of brisk, crisp air. Frost-tipped grass crackles beneath your boots as you make your way across the courtyard. The longhouse door stands half open, revealing sleeping clansfolk piled on straw pallets. You pause, honoring their rest. Shieldmaidens keep watch not only in battle, but in peace. Beyond them lie your sisters in arms, some stirring for the day's tasks. Others still surrendered to dreams of distant raids, or homebound hearths dot down by the fjord's edge. Mist drifts in lazy swirls. Your reflection ripples in the water. A young woman clad in warrior's garb linen shift beneath tunic, fur-trimmed cloak, sword at your hip. A gull wheels overhead, diving toward a school of fish, its cry sharp and solitary. You mirror its vigilance, standing sentinel at the threshold between world and water. Each Shieldmaiden begins her day here, at dawn's silver promise. No drum summons you, no horn blares. Only the hush of breathing earth and rising sun. In this quiet moment, you remember your first lesson. True strength blossoms in stillness. A soft knock, and the healer appears, cheeks flushed from tending fires. She bears a bowl of warm barley porridge sweetened with honey and dusted with crushed juniper berries. You accept it gratefully, savoring the gentle sweetness that soothes both body and soul. Around you, other Shieldmaidens gather, their laughter muted by the hush of morning. You share spoons and soft smiles, each mouthful a small blessing before. The day's demands dot after the meal. You and your companions form a circle beside the hearth. Brynhild, your instructor, stands at the center, a veteran of countless skirmishes, her gray braids trailing over hardened armor. She speaks in a calm voice, outlining the day's drills, shield wall formation, spear thrusts, archery at moving targets. Her words flow like a lullaby and a battle cry all at once, instilling both peace and purpose. You wrap leather straps around your forearms and shoulders, adjusting the shield so it rests comfortably on your left arm. The morning light dances on its curved face, casting slender shadows on the ground. You raise it, feeling the familiar weight settle across your center. In that shift, you become both artist and instrument, your body the brush, your shield the canvas, each movement a stroke in an ancient saga. Behind you, the fjord's waters lap in steady cadence, murmuring secrets of voyages past. You recall tales of longships cutting through midnight blue, sails full of wind and hearts burning with ambition. Some said Shieldmaidens piloted those ships, oars dipping in unison like the breath of the sea itself. Whether myth or memory, the story steals you. You are heir to a lineage of women who carved destiny with both blade and will dot as the clan forms ranks on the shore shields linked. Spears raised you, close your eyes briefly, feeling the pulse of the earth beneath your boots. The first spear thrust echoes in your bones, the wood satisfying thunk against wood. Each motion is deliberate, sacred. In this dawn's silver promise, you find tranquility and purpose. To stand, to shield, to endure. With that, your heart steadied. You step into the formation one among many, Shield meeting shield, breath meeting. Breath ready to face the world beyond the fjord's calm horizon. Asterisk. Asterisk the shoreline drill. You shift your feet along the pebbled shore, each step marking the boundary between land and sea, between comfort and challenge. The sky has brightened too. A clear, pale blue, and the fjord slumbers at your side, its surface reflecting clouds like fragments of a dream. Behind you, your fellow Shieldmaidens assemble. Women of varied ages, faces etched with determination, shields resting at their hips like silent sentinels. Brynhild stands before you, her steely gaze sweeping the line. Remember, she intones, our strength lies in unity. Each shield strengthens the next. Each sister guards another's back. Her words are soft, yet they carry across the water, drawing you into focus. You lift your shield, its rim worn smooth, where fingers have traced runes in moments of doubt, and step into formation. Shields overlap, creating a barrier that gleams. In the morning sun, spear tips catch light as they rise in perfect unison. The sound is muted but unbreakable. Wood striking wood, the low scrape of iron bands, the hush of breath held. The drill begins. You move as one, advancing 3 paces, pivoting on call, then retreating with equal precision. The cadence is measured, almost hypnotic. You feel the rhythm in your bones. Each shift of weight, each tilt of shield, echoes across the line in an unspoken harmony. The seal brown wood beneath your fingertips vibrates with ancestral memory. A gust of wind sweeps down the fjord, rattling your cloak and carrying the faint scent of tarragon and seaweed. You recall the stories of Shieldmaidens whose cloak once billowed like sails, guiding longships through tempestuous waters. Though you remain on shore today, you honor their spirit in each practice step. Next comes spear practice. You grasp the shaft below the ribbon binding, feeling the smooth wood and cool leather. Brynhild calls the rhythm. Engage, thrust, steady, recover. You thrust forward, aiming for an imaginary target beyond the waves. The spearhead glints, then you retract, pivot, and bring it to rest at your side. 15 thrusts, 15 holds, 15 recoveries. With each cycle, your arm warms, your focus sharpens, and your mind quiets. Freed from worry dots, someone behind you lets out a soft grunt, a sign of exertion and endurance. You nod to her, a silent bond. Here, exhaustion is not weakness, it is a shared testament to will. After spear drills, you rest shields on the sand and draw arrows. A practice target, an upturned shield awaits a few paces away. You notch an arrow, draw the string to your chin, and release. The shaft whistles and thumps into wood. You breathe out, letting the tension leave your shoulders. Another arrow flies. 5 more. Each shot steadies your breath. If blade work is poetry in motion, archery is meditation in stillness. By midday, sweat beads on your brow, and your legs tremble beneath leather greaves. You drop to one knee, shield propped, and lift a waterskin to your lips. The cool liquid tastes faintly of spring and pine. Around you, the drill has ended, but the lesson lingers. Discipline shapes freedom, and steel forged in peace serves best in war. As you rise, Brynhild surveys the group and nods once, approvingly. Well done, she murmurs. You honor our foremothers. You let your shield slide to your back and wipe sand from your brow. The fjord's lullaby calls you its steady lap. Against shore, a reminder that even warriors can find solace in nature's embrace. You take a deep breath, tasting salt and promise, and prepare for the afternoon's journey. A trek through mist-cloaked woods to gather herbs and stones. Rituals as vital as drills. Stepping away from the shoreline, you feel the day's first. Challenge transform into quiet confidence. Each practiced motion, each shared breath, has woven you into the living shield wall of Shieldmaidens, steadfast, unyielding, yet as flexible as the sea's edge. Asterisk, asterisk. Bonds forged in firelight, the sun dips low, casting the longhouse courtyard in a warm, amber glow. You gather with your fellow Shieldmaidens around the crackling hearth. Flames dance upon rough-hewn logs, sending flickers of light across painted shields and burnished mail. The air is rich with the scent of pine smoke and roasted venison. Beside you, Astrid unwinds her hair its fiery strands, catching the firelight, and passes you a cup of sweet mead spiced with freshly stewed lingonberries. You sip slowly, letting the warmth settle in your chest like a living ember. Across the fire, Sigrun sharpens her seeks, the blade's edge singing softly against a whetstone. Each stroke releases a shower of sparks, tiny meteors birthed in the uns. Old Forge Dot, this is your circle of trust, warriors and sisters bound by steel and song. The world beyond these timber walls may churn with raids and storms, but here you share small mercies mead passed hand to hand, tailies spun from memory, shields pressed close to share body heat. Each story you tell is a stone placed in the foundation of clan continuity. Sigrun lifts her gaze, her eyes glinting with mischief and pride. Remember the time we held the hill against those raiders? She begins, voice low. The flames flicker in her shield-scarred face as she recalls how the enemy's war horn sounded like thunder rolling across plains, and how your shield wall stood firm when the world seemed to shatter. You lean forward, recalling the tremor of your own breath as you raised your sword and heart rose to meet fear. Astrid follows with her own tale, a night storm at sea, oars snapping under waves, salt spray stinging eyes. How you and the other Shieldmaidens barked orders, gathered, splintered planks and lashed ropes to keep the longship afloat until dawn's first calm. The memory tugs at your chest, pride and relief mingling like twin tides. You lean back, shield resting across your lap, letting their voices wash over you. In this glow of fire and friendship, you feel the edges of your weariness soften. The world is vast, its fjords echoing with both promise and peril, but inside this circle, you are held. When stories fade, the clan's elder Jartan, who carved runes and taught you their meaning, offers a simple chant. His voice, gravelly like wind through stone, intones an old rune poem. Shield wall strong, heart unbroke, ravens watch, spirit spoke. Frost may bite and waves may wail, steel and soul shall never fail. As his words settle into the rafters, you close your eyes. You feel the shield's smooth curve against your forearm, the hearth's warmth seeping into your bones, the mead's sweetness lulling your mind. Outside, the fjord's waters murmur against the shore an echo of distant drums. You let silence follow the chant, a sacred hush that wraps around you like a fur cloak. Night deepens. You rise to retreat to your small alcove at the longhouse's edge. The other Shieldmaidens drift off to their own rest, voices softened. Whispers, shields laid beneath cots like silent guardians dot as you settle onto your straw pallet. You tuck the edge of your cloak around your shoulders and draw your shield close, its circular form a comforting cradle. The embers in the hearth glow faintly, and you drift towards sleep on a current of shared memory and quiet strength. Here, in the gathering hush of firelight and fellowship, you discover that bonds forged in battle can become the gentlest lullabies songs that carry you safely through the darkest watches of night. Asterisk, asterisk the healer's sanctuary. You awake to the muted rhythm of early morning, the longhouse's rafters glowing rosy in dawn's light. Stepping quietly past sleeping clan members, you make your way to the healer's chamber, a small annex lined with shelves of clay jars and bundles of drying herbs. The air smells of birch bark, mint, and something sweeter you can't name. Inside, the healer, an elder woman named Hala, tends to a cluster of small fires beneath iron cauldrons. She's draped in a simple wool dress, her silver hair tied back with a leather cord. Her hands move with calm precision as she pours tinctures into wooden bowls. You offer your arm, and she nods in greeting, eyes bright with quiet kindness. "Another scar from yesterday's drills?" she asks, her voice soft as moss. You nod and present the shallow gash on your forearm. She applies a salve made from crushed plantain and beeswax, massaging the paste until it warms your skin and the sting recedes. Each motion is gentle yet purposeful, an unspoken lesson that healing, like combat, requires discipline and care. She moves to a low table and retrieves a small satchel. From it, she pulls out sprigs of yarrow, lavender, and juniper berries, placing them in a ceramic bowl. Pouring hot water over them, she covers the bowl with a cloth and hands it to you. "Steam your wounds," she instructs. You lean over the bowl, inhaling the herbal vapor. The scent is pungent and soothing, a balm for both flesh and spirit. As you breathe in, you recall Brynhild's words. A shield maiden must tend both her blade and her body, for wounds left to fester are as dangerous as any spear. Here in Hala's sanctuary, you feel the truth of that lesson in every steady breath. Hala hums an old lullaby, her song weaving through the steam and smoke. The melody speaks of valleys green with life and rivers sparkling like spun gold images that fill your mind with warmth and peace. You close your eyes, letting the hum cradle you, releasing tension knot by knot. When the steam subsides, Hala binds a fresh bandage over your wound, her fingers steady. She unwraps a small pouch of lavender-tied linen. "Rest this beside your pillow," she says, and places it in your hand. "For dreams untroubled." You slip it into your tunic pocket with a grateful smile. Before you leave, Hala presses a final herb into your palm, a leaf of comfrey for deep tissue healing. "Chew slowly," she instructs, "and let its strength flow through you." You nod, tasting its earthy bitterness, and feel a comforting pulse in your veins. As you step back into the courtyard, the world seems brighter sunlight dancing off dew-tipped grass, laughter drifting from a distant well. You carry Hala's care in your bones, and in the knowing that strength and healing are not opposed but allied, each enabling the other. With renewed steps, you retrieve your shield and sword from the rack, feeling the familiar weight settle across your center. The day's journey awaits, errands in the village, gathering firewood, and offering protection to those who cannot defend themselves. You are both warrior and healer's ward, an equilibrium of iron and balm. Walking past the longhouse door, you breathe deeply, the scent of flowers and pine mingling with the sea salt on the breeze. You recall Hala's final words. A shield maiden's fiercest battle sometimes lies within. Clutching your shield, you step into the morning, ready to face the world with both blade and heart well tended. ***. The rune-carved vigil. The day's tasks conclude as the sun sinks low, painting the sky in blood, red and gold. You change into a lighter cloak, the fur lining replaced by wool for easier movement, and shoulder your shield once more. Lantern in hand, you step barefoot onto the dew-cool grass, following a narrow path to the fjord's edge, where an ancient runed stone stands sentinel against time. Moonrise gleams on water as you kneel before the weathered slab at surface, etched with runes older than any living memory. Brynhild taught you their names. Yeruz for strength, Algiz for protection, Tiwaz for justice. Here, shield maidens past carved these symbols to petition the gods and bind their own wills to the lands. Enduring spirit, you trace the carvings with your lantern's glow, fingers brushing rough stone. Then, retrieving a small chisel and hammer from your belt, you add your own mark, a spiral rune for home, rising beside the ancient figures. Each tap echoes in the night, a soft timpani that reminds you of both your fragility and your resolve. Lantern light reveals dark silhouettes of pine and spire-shaped peaks. Stars emerge one by one, from the brightest polar wanderer to distant pinpricks of silver. You whisper a prayer soft as a lullaby begging safe passage through the trials of tomorrow. In return, you vow to guard clan and kin with unyielding bravery. As you finish, you stand and step back, hands folded before you. The rune stone seems to breathe in moonlight, its lines sinking into deeper shadows as if the night itself absorbs. Your hope. The fjord's surface ripples, carrying the lantern's point of light like a drifting star. You turn to return, but pause at the water's edge. In the shallows, mollusks cling to submerged roots. The air tastes of salt and ancient memory. Here, at this boundary between earth and sea, you feel the magnitude of your pledge. To protect, to endure, to remember. Drawing a steady breath, you lift the lantern higher, its glow illuminating the path back to the longhouse. Each step up the slight incline carries you from solitude to the comfort of kin. The rune-carved vigil completes your warrior's day, marrying steel and spirit in a ritual older than any battle hymn. Section 6. Midnight watchback inside the longhouse. You settle into your armor, once more chainmail, replaced by leather for quiet movement, and take your post at the watchtower's narrow window. The hall's hum fades as sleepers surrender to dream. Only your own breathing and the soft creak of wood mark the night's breath. Beyond the window, the fjord lies dark, its surface a mirror to the star-strewn sky. You grip your shield's rim as a protective talisman. Your sword rests within. Arm's reach, its hilt worn smooth by instinctive caresses. Tonight, no threat stirs, but vigilance honors both the living and the memory of Shieldmaidens lost to time. A faint splash shatters stillness, perhaps a fish or a curious seal. You lean forward. Moonlight reveals its head glinting as it disappears beneath waves. A moment passes like a breath. You breathe out tension, allowing the hush to fold you in the distance. You glimpse a faint glow. The fishing camp's lanterns flicker, guardians of nets set for dawn's catch. Somewhere a dog barks once, distant and sleepy. The night remains gentle, yet your heart beats with watchful cadence. A Shieldmaiden's armor may safeguard against arrow and blade, but here, your resolve is weapon and shield alike. You rehearse runic chants under your breath, jabo for gift, hagalas for hail, and trial chanting in time with the rocking lantern. Each verse anchors you to purpose, weaving a protective barrier far stronger than stone. The fjord's whispers brush your ears, carrying the lullaby of small waves. As the night deepens, your arms grow heavy. The lamp winks low. You rest your weight against the sill, eyes half closed, mind drifting. Here, between wakefulness and dreams, you find a stillness that is both shelter and strength. When your relief arrives, a comrade with a soft nod you lower your shield silently and pass the watch. Your heart slows further, and you tread back to your pallet, letting the day's echoes fade into restful silence. Asterisk, asterisk. Stories in the hearth. Dawn's glow steals into the longhouse once more. You rise, save your shield at the armory, and join the hearth circle for morning's welcome. Flames dance, ignited by the previous watch's embers, casting gentle warmth across painted shields and steel-rimmed horns. Today, the skald sits. Among Shieldmaidens, an old woman whose tangled gray hair frames eyes that still sparkle with mischief. She raises her carved stick and calls for silence. Hear now the tale of Golvaig, Shieldmaiden of the East Wind, she begins. Her voice as soft and mesmerizing as driftwood on water. She speaks of a distant skirmish where Golvaig's voice echoed over dunes, rallying the scattered clan. When enemies breached the line, she stepped forth alone, shield raised against a flood of foes, her war cry carving fear in their hearts. But in that tale, the lesson is not of conquest, it is of courage, that a single stand can steal many dot as the story unfolds. You curl near the hearth, letting the flames flicker across your face. You feel the bond of lineage in each word, a tapestry of valor woven through centuries. Sigrun, seated at your side, murmurs a chant, an echo of rune songs your mothers sang. The tale concludes not with victory, but with the homing of safe passage, reminding you that every warrior's heart yearns to return. When the skald bows, the clan breaks into soft applause wood tapping wood, a Shieldmaiden's ovation. You rise and touch your sword's hilt, offering silent thanks to those who came before. With stories like this, you carry both wisdom and warmth into the day's labors. Asterisk, asterisk, trials of the cold north. By noon, you depart the longhouse for quarry. Work gathering stone from a cliff face to repair fortifications. A brisk wind bites, and the fjord's mouth rumples with whitecaps. You don boots stiff with salt, strap on your shield, and set off with your squad strength in numbers. Shields at the ready in case of scrambling goats or sudden storms. The cliff's ledges are slick with algae and frost. You brace your shield on the rock and heave a granite block, muscles straining. Each lift, each drop, hammers warmth into your bones. You pause only to watch foam churn at the base remnants of winter's fury. Brynhild stands at the edge, offering steadying words. Strength is not just muscle, but mind unwavering. You carve her voice into memory as deeply as any rune. Hours pass, bodies burn, stones pile. In the lull, you share water and sliced cured fish. The cattle graze on mossy flats below, unperturbed by human toil. You find peace in the repetition. Lift, carry, place. A builder's ritual as sacred as any battle drill. At dusk, muscles ache in a familiar ache-proof of purpose fulfilled. You and your comrades watch the sun sink behind frosted peaks, shields laid aside, laughter rising in tired chorus. You return to the longhouse with quarry stones lashed to sledges, each block a testament to Shieldmaiden's endurance beyond the battlefield. The ritual of runes. Night gathers once more as you answer the call for the nightly ritual. You carry your shield and a small tablet newly carved runes telling tales of today's toils. The clan assembles before a standing stone in the courtyard, its surface smooth where runes have been erased by countless blessings. One by one, Shieldmaidens step forward to add their tablet or chant a rune verse. You kneel, placing your carving at the stone's base. You rose for strength renewed, so will for sun's warmth against winter's chill. A hush descends, the only sound the crackle of torches and the fjord's distant sigh. When all have placed their offering, Brynhild speaks. These runes are our bridge across time names and deeds bound to stone, so we stand eternal. She raises her hand in benediction. A soft wind stirs, as if whispering assent. Left in the torchlight, you feel unity ripple through you, a bond deeper than oath. Each rune a thread, weaving clan and land into one tapestry of courage, compassion, and quiet resolve. Asterisk, asterisk, rest among. Shields, returning indoors, you settle onto your straw pallet, shield leaning at your side like a silent friend. The hearth embers glow low, flickering shadows across wooden walls. You slip off boots, peel off straps, and tuck your tablet and herbal sachet onto a small shelf above you. Exhaustion seeps into your bones, but it is a comforting weariness proof of a day lived fully. You stretch under woolen furs, drawing them. Close against a mild night chill. The shield's curve presses softly against your back, a final embrace. Your thoughts drift over dawn's silver promise, shoreline drills, firelight stories, healing salves, rune-carved vows, and quarries. trial. Each moment, each breath woven into this Shieldmaiden's tapestry of days. You close your eyes, letting the fjord's hush ease your mind, and the silence of shields cradle you into sleep. May your dreams carry you beyond fjords and fields, to halls filled with laughter and shields unbreakable. Sleep now, warrior tomorrow. Your shield awaits.